Hello everybody and welcome to the first episode of our Irish Succession. This is something I've been wanting to do for quite a while now. I've actually done it once before, but this sort of game is actually very, very fun. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going into single player. We're going to be starting in the early Middle Ages, 769 AD. We're not going to play as any of these guys. It's going to be a custom game setup. So we're going to go ahead and come over here to Ireland because it's Irish Succession. This is what we're most familiar with, Harley and I, and I mean, they call it Noob Island for a reason, although usually Noob Island is in the 1066 start date, like this. But we're not going to be starting here. We're going to be starting in 769, and it is going to be exciting. Now, in the Succession game mode, we are going to be playing as the Chief of Ermhumhain here. We will likely refer to Ermhumhain, Tuatamumhain, and Diazamumhain here. This entire horrible duchy here, which is hopefully not showing me in the duchy map mode. But we're going to be referring to all of this as Jimmy, most likely. But for now, we're going to be playing as this dude with that name that I'm probably not going to be attempting to say. So we're going to go ahead and play as him. And let's take a look at our game rules here. We'll not be playing on Iron Man mode because we need to shift saves back and forth between the two of us. Now, the Reapers do major epidemics. I like to leave it on the default for those things. Mongol invasion, we don't really care too much about the Mongols. They're not going to be coming over here. Chinese invasions, kind of the same thing. They're not going to reach all the way over here. Jade Dragon stuff, that can all basically be left on default. Now, we're going to be having Shattered Retreat off. That's the first big thing here. The default is that it will be on, and when that happens, you defeat an army and they try to retreat far away to a safe territory. That tends to drag out wars, make them kind of annoying to fight. We're going to be playing with it off. As this says, this tends to make the game easier. It also makes it a little faster. Now, we're also going to be running gender equality on default. We're not going to be running it on all or historical. So it is possible to boost the equality of women via laws, but it does not start that way. Supernatural events we'll leave on. And overall, I think raiding is good. Adventurers are fine. Honestly, I feel like all of this is pretty decent. So let's go ahead and start our game. As soon as it loads here. There we go. Welcome to Crusader Kings 2. In Crusader Kings 2, you play as a succession of medieval rulers from a single dynasty. There's no set goal, but the world is filled with ambitious rivals. Secure more land to increase your power and protect your family. You cannot hold infinite amounts of land yourself. To expand, you'll need to rely on vassal rulers. Keep them happy with titles and gifts lest they decide to revolt. The game will end in 1452, if your line can stay in power that long. As a ruler, your first priority is to secure an heir. If you do not have a legitimate heir when your character dies, the game will end. Other pressing matters appear as alerts along the top of the screen, these up here. Crusader Kings 2 is a pausable real-time game. This means that you can issue commands both while the game is paused and when the clock is running. To pause or unpause the game, click up here. Yep. Crusader Kings 2 takes place on a fully 3D map. Yep, that's all good. We're playing as an Irish Catholic chief, and we start out tribal. Now, that's a little different from a lot of other starts in Crusader Kings. A lot of them start out feudal. We are going to be starting tribal. Tribes are settled, but agrarian. Each county can have only one tribal holding, representing the entire local tribal population. The more empty holding slots, the more powerful the tribal holding. Tribal rulers? Rulers are fun. Tribal rulers are limited to the elective Gavelkind succession law, which tends to fragment the realm between sons on the death of the chief. They are not kidding about that. We're going to want to get off of elective Gavelkind as soon as possible. And we're Catholic. Catholic is pretty standard stuff. Excommunication, crusades, you know, standard things. So we are this guy. We're 35 years old. We don't have a wife. We have no children. Our heir is this guy. That is not great. We don't want our heir to be that guy. Ruler is currently unmarried. So in order to get a better heir, let's first go wife shopping. Let's see here. Katarine is an okay option. She's not great. The real draw to her is that she's lustful, which makes it a lot easier to get children. However, I think I'm going to be going with Claudia here, just based on stats alone. She has really nice stats. She's content and trusting. She may be a flamboyant schemer, but the fact that she's content means that she's probably not going to be betraying us. So let's go ahead and go for her. So let's go ahead and we're going to lose 100 prestige for marrying her because she's a courtier. She has no titles of her own, but that's okay. We'll get that back soon enough. Other things. Our heir is unmarried. Yeah, we don't want this guy to be our heir, though. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick our ambition here. Now, this is going to be a little cheesy and a little gamey, but we're going to go ahead and choose Build a War Chest. And then we're going to go into our Intrigue tab, and we're going to borrow 300 gold from the Jewish merchants. So now we owe money to the Jewish moneylenders, 350 gold, but we don't have to pay it back at any particular time. We just can't take the money again. So this is fine. We actually, if we tick a day here, you'll see that we actually fulfill the ambition right there. That's done. So now we need a new ambition. We need to update that first. New ambition, and I kind of want to groom an heir because I don't have any children. I'm going to take business as our first focus here. It generates a lot of money. That's probably going to be the best bet for us as of right now. Another good option would be to take war. Before I choose my focus, I'm going to actually take a look around and see if I want to take war. This guy starts off only with 4 martial in this playthrough. That is kind of rough. How many troops? 456. Lygan has 528. Osrage 381. Tuatamamhain 456. Okay, so we can probably beat Osrage and start the tributary ball rolling that way. That would probably be doable. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and let's take the business focus. Other things, we can designate a regent and a court physician. Let's go ahead and do that. That guy will be fine. This guy, 15 learning skill. That's a little spooky, but he'll be our court physician. And you lack a childhood focus. Who are you? You are my kinsman. I really don't care too much about you. You are of my house. Okay, you may end up being useful. I'm going to give you etiquette. And the reason I'm giving him etiquette is because it's fairly unthreatening. I don't want to be threatened by him later on. So let's go ahead and unpause, take it up to speed 3. And let's take a look here. Okay. Do I want prestige? We are in the hole on prestige already, but I'm going to take the money. Okay, so I am now married. And I want to start constructing something. So our options here are Earth Hill Fort, which gives us better troops, and Market Village, which makes us money. The Market Village takes a long time to pay off. And ultimately it probably won't pay off until we embrace feudalism. But that's okay, I think. Let's go ahead and do that first, since we do have a target over here that we can fight. And we should probably fight him. Now, I want to extort the tribute on him. I don't want to establish a tributary state. When we die, he'll break free. And that's okay, because that'll be Harley's problem. He can take over from there. So I'm going to go ahead and extort tribute on him. The main difference between these is this one, when I die, the tribute does not break, but I can't call him into war. With this one, I can call him into war. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I want to call him into war later on when I'm fighting these guys who are a little bit stronger than me. I want to have an ally. And since I don't have a good heir, I'm going to forbid myself from leading armies. I don't want to accidentally die in combat. So this will be my commander who's doing that. And before we unpause, let's just head over into our council and get some of this stuff set up. First thing I want is probably to claim this duchy. This duchy will be very, very good for us if we go into the de jure duchies map mode. Here, you can see the Duchy of Mumu is a 3-province duchy. The only one larger than that in Ireland is a 4-province duchy in Ulster there, but we're probably not going to hold that personally. That's probably going to be one of our dukes that holds that. We're probably going to hold Mumu and Meath. So these here is kind of the goal immediately. So let's go ahead and start fabricating a claim on Diazimumhain down here. And then our marshal, we can have trained troops in our capital so that he has a chance to produce additional troops. He also makes our levy size larger and our levy reinforcement rate go up, but he also potentially will generate free troops down here, which could be very useful. And since our prestige is so low, prestige is super important for tribal. So I'm going to go ahead and build a legend here. Spymaster can study technology, probably down near Constantinople. I'm going to go into Thrace. Directly in Constantinople is a little bit riskier, I've found. Thrace should probably be okay. And the Court Zaplin. Okay, he is the Court Zaplin now. He can go ahead and build Zeal right there. So that's what happens when I'm reading tooltips while trying to say Court Chaplain. I'm reading Zeal, and yeah, he's the Court Zaplin now. This is the kind of wonderful leadership that this nation will have. So our heir is still unmarried. I don't like this guy though, and we're going to be changing off of Gavelkind as soon as we can, which will be going probably to Tanistry, which we'll be able to do once we're at peace actually. So that's good. So let's go ahead and order these guys in and unpause. And here goes our first battle. And it's going reasonably well. We outnumbered them. We should just have no trouble whatsoever with this. And we do not. And let's see how much we can actually get here. Our war score from these battles is actually capped at 75%. You can see in one of these tooltips. It doesn't want to show right now. We captured the heir to the bishopric there. That's not very useful. But let's keep fighting them, at least until they're significantly whittled down so that they're not really much of a threat anymore. Yep. Keep going. Very soon now we're going to want to start sieging over there. Oh, we captured the actual bishop this time, not just the heir. Well, that doesn't have much for leadership yet. Much for leadership yet is the word I was looking for. Yet. English is an exciting language. Luckily, we're Irish. We don't like the English. So, English is, I guess, horrible. Screw you, England. Get out of here. Okay, these guys aren't much of a threat anymore with 156 troops. I think we're just going to siege Osrage at this point. So this is just a matter of time. It'll take a month or so, something like that. So let's go ahead and do that. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these tabs here. We're going to be adopting feudalism fairly early on. Let's take a look here. That's doing okay. Okay. Go ahead and move this down here. I like to have it down here like it is in Europa. That's very convenient for me. So I'll go ahead and do that. And it helpfully remembers it. Okay, so this war is just about over. And the siege is completed right about now-ish. There we go. We're only at 81%, and we don't actually have the troops to siege the bishopric because he didn't raise his troops. Ooh, okay. On a courtesy visit to the abbot of a local monastery, you observe a group of monks translating beautifully illustrated books into your language. And I have the choices between I will buy a few books, perhaps I'll even read them, or pretty pictures, but I have more important things to do. This grants me 30 prestige, which I'm still in the hole on, and is a 20% chance of gain 1 learning, and it costs 40 gold. Now, we have a fair amount of gold. That will go away, but I kind of like this option. So let's go ahead and do that. Maybe we'll gain 1 learning. What's our learning right now? 0? Well, 1 would be better than nothing. We didn't get it. Oh well, we got the prestige. Okay, so this battle's wrapping up. Ooh, okay, GG. We captured the chief. We can just force him to accept our terms now. So, enforce demands, we're totally beaten. So we're going to gain 200 prestige there, and he's going to become our tributary. So that'll put us significantly ahead in the whole prestige thing. So let's go ahead and do that. Move these guys back here. If we disband them up here, not all of them are going to make it home. We're going to have some desertions. So we're going to go ahead and move them back before we disband them. But we can't actually declare war until they're disbanded. Like that. Now, Osrage has no troops to help us out with here, so if we're going to fight another enemy, we're going to need to pick one that's relatively easy to pick on. He has 490 troops. That is going to be a little spooky. Yeah, I don't want to go after him yet. His troops are coming up. Ooh, my court chaplain, Domhnall, tells me that his efforts at increasing religious fervor among the people have met with great success. A small army of zealots have converged at Ermhamhain tribe ready to serve me. Now I simply need to attack some suitable infidel before my new recruits wander off in disgust. Praise the Lord. I'm grateful to him. I actually am grateful to him because he raised 300 troops here. Merge those together. And now, between these 300 and my 500, I have 800 troops. I could take on any of these guys. And I kind of want to take on Lygan. I already took Osrage as a tributary, and as far as de jure duchies go, I kind of want the match set. So let's go ahead and declare war on Lygan. These are not standard troops, so I can actually extort tribute while these are up. If I raised my standard levies, I wouldn't be able to do that. But let's go ahead and do that. And let's go into the military tab, raise our troops. We've got 800 troops here. And now you'll see we can call in our allies. We can call in Osrage. It always says maybe, but look at all of those reasons. They always accept. So I'm going to call in Osrage. They don't actually have troops, but I'll call them in anyway. So we have a decent advantage here, about 100 troops. To the great chief, Jimmy. We'll call him Jimmy. Everything is Jimmy. To the great chief Jimmy, your wisdom and mercy are legendary. Of course I will honor my obligation and answer your call to war. Okay, so he's helping. Look at that. He's got 1 troop. Look at that. Oh, that's awesome. He's coming with his 1 troop. Wait, he's gonna... Oh, he got 26 troops. Impressive. Now we're gonna keep smacking that guy around. Okay, first things first. Our building in the tribe finished. Now, we can't actually build the 2nd level of Market Town yet because our technology isn't high enough. So basically, I'm forced into building an Earth Hill Fort. It's not a bad thing. It increases our levy size, gives us some fort level. Ultimately, it makes us more powerful, so I'm okay with doing it. Now, as far as this event goes, you've been presented with an opportunity to let everyone be reminded of your rulership. If you wish to mint new coins for your realm, there's a master of the craft that you can hire. Not only will the mintage be exquisite, it will be adorned with a glorious portrait of you. Excellent. So I have the option to mint the coins for glory, and I pay money and get prestige. or I can debase the mints with less precious minerals for profits, gain 100 gold, gain 100 prestige. So it's basically this, but without the bad things attached to it. Now, I will gain the trait Greedy, which, I mean, that makes people dislike me. I will gain plus 10% national tax modifier, but I'll lose 1 diplomacy. And I have the chance of gaining Deceitful, which, I mean, for what I'm trying to do isn't that useful. Minus 2 to diplomacy, minus 5 opposite trade opinion. But that's only a 25% chance, and then this just makes it all go away. Now, if I take this, there's a chance later on down the line that I'll lose more prestige than I gain. But I'm still going to do it because I'm mostly interested in the money at this point. So I guess I deserve this greedy trait. Ah, yeah. Lustful, honest, cynical, proud, and greedy. Excellent. Ooh. Ever since your pursuit of wealth began and you started keeping a close eye on both income and expenses, your coffers seem to be filled to the brim more often than not. A thriving economy is good for the realm. Plus 1 stewardship. I will take that. Excellent. Okay, the rise of the Shia now. The schism at the heart of Islam dates back to its earliest days. The majority Sunnis have long persecuted the followers of Ali, the Shias, forcing them into hiding. The partisans of Ali look to his descendants for leadership, but they're forced to keep their ancestry secret. Now, though, the Shias are mobilizing their strength behind a boy whom they claim to be Ali's rightful heir and imam. Other Islamic jurists claim that the boy is clearly a fraud, but to his followers, he is the person they've been waiting for, and now they flock to his banner. The fools fight amongst themselves. Okay, let's keep fighting this jerk. Speaking of fools fighting amongst themselves, Ireland! That's kind of exciting. We keep winning this, and I choose to believe it's all because of the 26 troops from Osrage. Yep, 26 troops still. He actually hasn't lost any troops. Okay, everybody lies, and the courtiers in Ermhamhain are no exception. One of them dared to speak up and tell me I'm too cynical, and not everybody lies. Then I know they all lied. So this guy's gonna react to me. Okay. This event happened because I'm cynical. So, this guy's just going to react to my cynicism. We'll see if he likes my cynicism or not. He's zealous, so I don't think he's going to like it much. After he told me not everybody lies, I almost started laughing. I told him that if he could prove that, I would start believing in mankind again. It could happen, right? So, he despises cynicism. I have a 20% chance of losing the cynical trait. I don't really care about losing it. I mean, the loss in piety isn't very handy. The intrigue is okay, but I'm terrible at intrigue anyway, so I don't actually mind if I lose cynical. I didn't, though. Nothing changed. Okay. So these guys are still a threat. They have almost 500 troops still. We need to continue crushing them for a while here. One of these days, hopefully we'll get a capture or something out of this. Ooh, my kinsman. Was this my heir? I'm not sure if that's the same guy or not. But this guy died of pneumonia. I don't really care much about him. Okay. This is fine. Keep crushing this army a little bit. Another couple of fights and they'll be whittled down enough to not siege, I think. Yeah. After this one, they can't siege us. So we might as well just siege now. What's he gonna do? Walk straight into us? Oh, he can actually siege in Osrage? Oh, yeah. We should crush him twice more then. Something like that. Yep. Now he won't be able to siege in Osrage. He's going to retreat back to Lagan, so we'll hit him once more there, and then we'll siege. Okay. So he's got 210 troops. That's actually still enough to siege. No. It's just not showing up here. Gotcha. Okay. Truces are expiring. Truce with Osrage. Yeah. That's fine. It can do that. So... the next thing that I want to be thinking about doing would definitely be attacking Tuatha Hamhain, I think. Yeah, that's almost certainly what I want to do. I can't do it yet, of course. I need to finish up this war and drop these guys. That should... yeah. That war is now over. He's willing to give up now that we've successfully sieged. So we will enforce demands, gain 200 prestige, he'll accept this. The Ormundian War to make him pay tribute has ended. We won. Excellent. So we'll head these guys home. Our friends peaced out. They don't march their troops back. They lose troops every time, I think. I don't know if that rule applies to the computer or not. I would assume it does. So we want to fight these guys next, I think. They have 556 troops. Lygan was completely wiped out, but these guys have like 100 troops. Ooh, a recruitment drive in Hamhain. That is nice. We'll get up to the max pretty quickly that way. Okay, so let's go ahead and... nope. Declare Wooden Hill Fort finished up. Okay, let's spend some of our prestige then. I don't really like going for tribal armies, which is one of the things we can do for our prestige. We can create a 2,500 man army. I don't really like doing it unless I have to. I prefer putting my prestige into these buildings. So I'm going to go for, well, at this point, a % increase is probably less useful to us than a flat increase. However, morale of armies plus 10% and levy reinforcement rate plus 10% is a really good bonus. I think I'm going to go for weaponsmith here. So let's go ahead and do that. And now let's declare war on Tuatha Hamhain. Extort the tribute. We're going to want to call in our various tribal allies. And I tried to select my army without raising my army because I've been playing too much Europa. Raise my army. Let's do this. Let's kill this guy. Now he outnumbers us slightly, but when our allies show up, it should be okay. They both accepted. Here they come. About 200 total troops. Oh, my commander died. That is not a great sign. Okay. But that is why we forbade ourselves to lead armies. And our reinforcements are showing up just in time. Excellent. So we need to stop him from sieging as much as we can. Lygan's troops will join us as soon as they can. But we need to wrap this war up pretty quick here. So once he is down below 366 troops, which hopefully will be after this battle, we'll see. It's close. We'll have to do one more round. Come on. There we go. Now he's definitely below it. He's going to retreat back to Tuatha Hamhain up here. So we're going to have one more fight with him. He would retreat further, but there was that shattered retreat option. Like I said, it makes these wars just a lot faster. You don't have to go chasing their army all the way up into Pictland. Which, we're into shared duchy map mode. That's why. Whoa, Pictland. Okay. Have fun with that revolt, Pictland. So he can't siege this. This war is won. We just need to finish up this siege here. Let's take a look at what's happening in the world around us. Pictland is really, really not doing too well up there. Like, that... I don't know. How well are they doing? War score 60% in favor of the revolt. Pictland is not doing well at all. Brittany is doing mediocre. France is, you know, doing France things. Split into two currently. Okay, we successfully sieged this. Excellent. The Abbasids are doing Abbasid things. Holy Tibet, Batman. Tibetan revolt is causing the Tibet name to be kind of wacky over there. So yeah, that's pretty standard stuff over there. Our siege is progressing reasonably well. Once it succeeds, we will win this war. Our weaponsmith is still constructing. Excellent. He can't actually siege because we fought him enough times. So now, after this war, we're probably going to be going after Diazmumhain. That's really the only other target before we start getting into some kind of silly potential CBs over that way, which we don't really want to get into quite yet. But here's that war won. That siege is over. Let's go ahead and offer the peace. We won that war. March these guys back here. And let's disband our unit. And this seems like a good place to put a cut in. We're going to be going to war against Diazmumhain next episode, and hopefully we'll be starting to get some claims and taking some actual territory rather than this tributary territory. That would be real nice. But until then, I will see you guys next time.